already know. Entertainment, PrettyBoss, live.
Lou Productions. It's Luigi. It's Lou. We love Lou. He's our sound guy, Lou. You gotta love him. Lou, can we turn down the... Oh, okay. Thank you very much. It's live on PrettyBoss, I'm pretty sure.
It probably didn't register yet.
Just do like a refresh. All right, what up, everybody? It's your girl. We here. DJDark, Syde,
ShayBlayze,
DearestCo.
and we got our support people in the building. Shouts out to D and Lou Productions, Luigi Productions. So this is the show. We're here. We're missing somebody, obviously. J-Star. Jay, we miss you. You couldn't be here with us today, but we're gonna keep it pushing and we're gonna talk about some shit today.
D-Star.
Yes.
D-Star in the house.
D-Star? The role of J-Star is being filled today by the D-Star. That's what's up. I like it. It's not always, Jay. You're irreplaceable.
Oh, man.
But today we have D-Star in the building. Alright, we're still trying to figure out the live and sharing and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I already know.
We want to interact with our audience today because we're talking about some stuff. It might get a little deep. We don't know what's going on.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I call upon Jesus' name.
In the name of Jesus Christ, Nazareth. If we could have a great show today, we'd appreciate it. And that everybody just be able to have an open discussion about our topics. And, you know, we can get some perspective and maybe drop some knowledge. Who the hell knows?
Jay's in the building.
Hey, Jay. We love you. Real quick, I just want to make sure I'm recording here because I can't see it because I know I asked you to close it out. Lou, hit on Audacity real quick. It just scares me that I can't see it, Lou. Are you sure, Lou?
Yes.
Don't press the space bar like you did last week, Lou. Lou, just don't touch anything. Okay, we're recording. Okay, anyways, so today's show, does anybody want to start?
No, you do.
Oh, come on.
You wanna...
First, we wanted to start off with relationships.
But I don't want to start off with that.
No. I just have to bring up something. Today, we're going to start talking about relationships because, you know, me. Y'all don't know me. I'm tired of being single.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm not.
What?
I'm not.
How long have you been single?
Like 2.5.
Me too.
Okay.
2.5.
Okay.
You?
It's been a while. I can't even count. It's been at least more than 364 days. I know that much. But not as long as these two. No. But so you're not tired of being single?
No.
Do you cook?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how to fend for yourself and take care of your own damn shit. And what do you really need a woman for? And you don't need the stress in your life.
Basically,
Damn, ladies.
Basically, yeah.
But what makes you not want somebody as a man?
I would find the right one, basically, because women got different needs sometimes. I'm not looking for what they want, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
They're too much?
They're too much. It's like, if you don't got money, you don't got, like, basically, that's what it is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
a
saying?
lot of women look for money.
Yeah, you know.
It's true.
Can I say something?
But it's true.
The past 6 exes of mine have been broke as fuck. What am I doing wrong?
Or if you try to build and you try to build with that person and you just quit on you and you're like, damn, I thought we had something built. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel
to get to the money or to, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You need that partner in your life. You need that ride or die.
That ride or die, you feel me?
This is what it's our goal, and now let's both contribute. But a lot of people are selfish nowadays.
Selfish. They see it, they don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see it, they be like, fuck it, I'm gonna give up, fuck this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But if they can't see your vision, wouldn't that just mean that you're not with the right person?
You're not with the right person, exactly.
They don't support your dreams, you're not with the right person, right? What can I say? Okay.
No, that's some type of relationship.
Okay, Shay,
you know
what's your about?
I don't know. I feel like when you're a man in the industry like this, it's a little hard for women to adapt to it. So a lot of women aren't down to deal with the fans, sleeping overnight at the studio stuff, and I don't know how you guys get down, but you know, I've known D forever since we were young, and I know back in the day he used to spend a lot of time at the studio, which would get my best friend upset. You know,
that caused problems. You know,
it caused a lot of problems.
Now I understand a lot more because
Yeah.
I'm older. And I understand.
I think it does come with maturity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I don't know.
Okay, that's true. I mean, we've all seen Love and Hip Hop. We all basically got an insider view of what happens in the studio. So girls be like, "Oh, you going to the studio? You was there all night?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, you know."
That did not
And
happen
then
in the studio.
there be bitches in the studio. There be twerking going on in the studio. Like, we don't have a hidden camera here, but Love and Hip Hop gave us that. I mean, I know they were celebrities, but whatever. It still happens.
Mm-hmm.
Jay is saying she used to spend lots of nights in the studio as well, and men don't understand that either.
Right, right.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's just, you gotta be strong
that's why
to have a man in this.
I feel in this industry, you gotta have a wife in the industry to understand.
Exactly, to understand it.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
I do understand that. Like, I kind of did that with my ex. He rapped and did a lot of studio stuff, and I did same stuff I do, and we'd always be in the clubs together, and it was different. It was easier, but at the same time, that's hard too.
It's hard
That's
too.
what it's because
Yeah.
you see the bitches. Excuse my French.
But you gotta have
groupies.
your agreements of what's going on.
That takes a lot of maturity and
Yes,
communication.
I do.
Yeah.
Which is such an underrated thing to have in a relationship, I feel like nowadays. Like, people don't understand, once that communication is broken the fuck down and you're just not having any, what the fuck are you?
But then if you're in a relationship that have like your partner have like bipolar or something, now it's different. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Now you're dealing with other shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I think a lot of you men make us bipolar.
Y'all took my ADHD from 0
Like,
to
what the
like
fuck?
189.
you're like, yo, you was just nice like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
And-
you are bipolar.
No, I am not bipolar. I don't give a damn what anyone says. I'm not bipolar. I'm just aggressive.
She's very
There's a
aggressive.
difference.
You want to know that a man gotta like put you down like in a chokehold? Like,
She doesn't allow
Like,
Put
that.
me in a chokehold.
no?
She
Put me in a chokehold.
She puts him in a chokehold.
Put me in a motherfucking chokehold. No, I'm not. That's not it.
She
Like,
will
oh
put him in a
shit.
chokehold.
I just,
Put it down.
I just
Put it
get,
down.
I get aggressive, and if
Damn.
a man decides that
Nah,
it's time,
I can't fuck with you now.
if a man decides it's time to put me down, he better be ready to lose an earlobe, lose an eyeball, or something really, really bad is gonna happen to him at night when he's sleeping.
You know, every man that like you take you off the list. You know that, right? Okay,
That's
nah.
fine.
Oh, shit.
That's why I joined
Bumble.
Bumble. But that's actually interesting. I wanted to bring up some aspect of mental health. That's not the word I want to use. Mental health. I wanted to bring it up today because you mentioned it in relationships and bipolar in relationships or whatever. Like I said and joke about, I have ADHD. And I may joke around about, being violent and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I have a mental health issue that makes all of the chromosomes and all this shit and adrenaline just kind of rush a lot faster than normal people. So it's harder for me to control some emotions, especially when they're negative and aggressive. I respond very poorly to any form of aggression, which includes, who the fuck are you talking to raising your voice to me? Like, bring your motherfucking tone down, because if you don't bring it down, I lose my mind.
But what makes you act like that?
Okay, that ADHD.
Like,
That ADHD.
What he did?
The
Like, what he
ADHD.
did? You know what I mean?
No, okay, so
What
he
if
could
he's
be.
cool?
He could be.
What if he's cool?
We're talking about a particular ex. I'm not gonna say in which order, but this particular ex, was a trigger for me and is therefore an ex. Now, 99.9% of the time, I'm cool, calm, and collected, but because I have ADHD and my mind is just kind of wired different, I have triggers. And you're not gonna like the end of my triggers. That's why there's only like 4. There's like 4 fucking triggers. Don't do them, because if you do
So
them,
yeah, basically when you start this, you got to tell the guy, hey, don't do this,
Yes.
don't do this, and don't do this.
communication.
That's off the rip.
Yes, baby. This is my mental health disorder. These are the things that I'm just
So
incapable
now,
of doing
if
right
the
now.
man tells you, if you do this, if you do this, if you do this, you fucked up.
Yes, I I'm dealing with someone who has a mental health issue, who is I may not be an expert in bipolar disorder, but the person I'm with, if they have bipolar disorder and they're like, look, try to understand, this is why I am the way that I am, because I'm wired different. And, you know, just go from there. Have some understanding, have some communication. And I'll respect that. I'll be like, okay, he's got bipolar. When he's down, leave him be. He specifically told me, this is how I am, this is how I'm wired, I'm gonna need some space sometime. Fucking give it to him. Or, you know, babe, sometimes I really get low because of this memory or that memory. Give him a fucking hug and give him a space.
Yeah, give him a
or
space.
if he needs your ear, fucking give it to him.
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer in, one, addressing your own mental health issues, treating them if possible, or at least letting your loved ones know, this is what it is, this is why I am the way that I am. Help me. Or maybe just be a little bit more understanding of who I am as a person, that I'm just wired a little differently. That doesn't mean treat me like shit and fucking ostracize me and put me away because I got this and this and this. No, put a little love in your heart, you know, especially when you're in a relationship. Because for me, ADHD in my relationship is the worst fucking thing you can have, when you have a person on the other end not listening to my instructions. Like, you don't listen to my instructions, which is basically a manual I've written out for you. If you can't understand that, then why do I have to be screaming at the top of my lungs, blood vessels about to burst?
You're not supposed to be with that person who can't understand.
Exactly.
That's a red flag. Red flag. Whoa.
Exactly. It's a red flag, but, you know, if you're already in it and you're stuck in it.
How are you stuck?
How are you stuck? Well, some people feel stuck because they had kids. Mm-hmm. They stay in a relationship for the sake of the family, which I'm guilty of. I stayed with an ex for 14 years thinking I want that whole family thing, but he was all kinds of wrong, completely. So
I'm someone that will never stay stuck in a relationship, ever. I will ride with you because I love you, but once I feel like, no, fuck you, I'm not. I don't care. I don't care if my kids are involved. It's not that I don't care about my children's feelings, but if mom's not happy, you're not gonna be happy. So I'm out. I don't care. You know, I do take a lot from men because I do fall in love so hard that I try everything to make it work. And I am a ride or die in that aspect. Like, I feel like I stay in a relationship way too long just because I know the potential is there.
Oh, no.
I'm tired of the potential.
No more potential.
Yeah.
They are who the fuck they are.
And I think back then with all my relationship, I didn't realize that I had so much mental health issues that affected our relationship and affected my communication with them. And they also, I think everybody has mental health issues.
I agree.
There's something.
Yes.
You know,
we all have something. We've all went through traumas. So if we're not going to therapy and trying to figure it out, then all we're doing is just having two people in a relationship who are broken and fucked up in the head and don't know how to be in a relationship.
And fucking each other up more.
And hurt,
you know, then that's what happens. What happened, you know, they go against their partner.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They take advantage of that, and they're like, damn, well, I'm paying what you did or what happened to you when you for that. Why you doing that to me? You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Well, that's another aspect of being really, really kind of traumatized from whatever situation they've been through in their life. And unfortunately, it carries over. Unless that person actually takes the time out to heal themselves.
And that's when it comes, like, yourself. You protect yourself. So you're going to do whatever the fuck happens. Protect yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Clearly. Definitely. But yes, we're definitely firm believers in trying to bring some attention and get people talking and thinking about how important mental health is.
Very important.
I'm sure all of us have somebody in our lives that we've lost because of it. Lou recently had someone, rest in peace, close to him. And it's almost like the people around say to themselves, well, why didn't they say anything to me? I wish I would have been there. Why didn't they reach out? Blah, 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 blah. Why do you think it is people don't reach out when they're in that?
I feel because it's embarrassing.
Mental health is embarrassed?
Yeah.
Issues of mental health?
You get embarrassed. People kind of... Like, yesterday I put up a post about
That's when people get selfish for themselves. Like, they're like, you know what?
Yesterday I put up a post about my mental health and everything that I've been suffering with. And it was really hard for me to put up the post. Post it. Go ahead. Share it. Do it. And I was like, man, fuck that. Like, this is what I feel. And I feel alone. And for all the responses I got, it was incredible, you know, because, you know, I wouldn't think that all these people that I see on social media being the way they are and whatever suffer close to the same thing that I suffer with. So it's just not talked about because I feel like there's a little bit of shame in it, you know? So... And that's what we gotta stop, is being ashamed that we're fucked up because of the stuff that happened to us in our 20s or in our childhood. And as we grow older, I feel like it hits us even harder because we're so, like, we understand things more now. We're empathetic, especially someone like me who's very, and you too, who's very, you know, in tune with people's feelings and like their energy, you know. So not only am I dealing with my own stuff, but everybody around me, I can feel your shit, you know. So it just makes my mental just even more crazy because I'm like, I'm dealing with me and I'm dealing with your energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Real quick, Jay wanted to say she doesn't think it's so much embarrassing, but it's that some people are so mature and use that information to make fun of people and or use it against them.
I agree with that too.
Yeah.
I think that's what the embarrassment comes from, because you know that people may take it and make it fun of it. So you get kind of embarrassed or afraid or ashamed to talk about it because you're afraid of what they're going to say. You know? Right.
And that's, I feel a lot of Hispanic and just minority men in particular do look at it as embarrassing or at least something to be ashamed of, and they don't seek help. And that's sad within our community. It's sad because, I mean, Medicaid is easily accessible to an extent. You just have to want to help yourself. Yeah. And one thing I see about you is that you're trying to help yourself.
And your voice is your freedom, basically.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Like, my daughter, she'll always be like, I'd be like, what's wrong? She's having a little breakdown. She has a little teenager moment. I'm like, what's up? What's wrong? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk to you. And I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I am your mother. I love you, and this is my job. And no one else is going to do it better than your mom. So I literally sit there and I force her and I tell her, it's okay to talk. How else am I supposed to know that you're sad if you didn't say anything? Yeah. And that's why they call suicide like the silent killer, because everybody's so quiet about it. So that's what we want to try to hope to bring awareness to, is just to get, whether we touch you in a way that says, hey, maybe I shouldn't be so upset at my friend or my family member who is bipolar, give them some kind of understanding or keep them away, but not just make their mental health issue worse than it already is because you don't understand it and you don't care to understand it and you don't want to address it because it's a taboo thing.
I felt like that with my son, my oldest son. He was so dark to himself. He's like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, why you like that? Like, I'm not like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it just scared me. He's young.
Is he doing that now or when he was young?
You know, when he was younger, you know, now he's a lot better now. You know what I mean? He's a little dark, but now he's a lot better, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it took him a while to open up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your daughter, actually, Tiana, who's like my niece, is saying that she's dealt with mental health all her life.
Now the question is, when you say you've dealt with mental health, have you helped your mental health, or are you just dealing with whatever it is that you're dealing with as normal, as just acceptable, even though it is making you suffer? My question to you is, are you trying to help it, or where are you in the scheme of trying to heal?
I think a lot of people, what they do with helping it is they get high.
Or drink.
Get high.
They get numb.
They gotta numb it. And
everybody take different drugs. Heavy drugs.
Not me.
I mean,
I got my little tokes sometimes. But
and that's it. Yeah.
I'm raw.
And night.
Yeah, right? I feel like I'm going through all this raw. I could, like, if I would take medication for ADHD, I could be in a relationship with somebody and not be that fucking psychotic loca Puerto Rican, you know? If I had my medication, because now the
it's alright to do that once in a while.
No,
I'm my little action. Yeah, I'm my little action. But no,
interesting, right?
Yeah, you know.
I keep it interesting. But, you know, I believe that, I know that when I take the medication, that isn't, those neurons and things can't connect because the medication's blocking it. They're called blockers for a reason. And I wouldn't be so crazy in a relationship, which would bring more peace into my life, which would probably bring people closer to me and I can attract. Because Shay says, I can't find nobody because what? What about my energy?
You're fucking scary.
Scary energy?
It's like you put
it's not even high, not even low, it's scary.
No, she's cool. She's cool, but she tends to be unapproachable because she's so, she
I know, right? When I first...
An aggressive... She has an aggressive.
When I went to that bar and I seen you, of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I was approach you. I'm like, damn, she was mean.
Exactly. Didn't I tell you that?
Let me go over that whole dot. Let me see.
She didn't agree with me. And look, yo, it's funny because the night, I think it was G Money's or Kid Fresh's showcase, I knew what my face looked like.
No,
he's talking about our showcase.
No. It was at G Money's birthday.
The one he's there.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about a different situation.
Oh, okay.
About my face.
Oh.
So I had to make an announcement because I knew what the fuck my face looked like, and those G Money Kid Fresh, showcases stressed me the fuck out. It was a lot of stress, so I knew what my face looked like. So I had to make an announcement. And I'm like, don't be afraid of my face. This is just my face. I just want to let y'all know I'm stressed out. I'm working on things. But please don't be afraid to approach. I had to make an announcement in the microphone because I knew my face looked like. So you could be right. You could be right. Okay.
You are right.
I can't fix my face
very
though.
Unapproachable.
What do I do to fix my face? My eyeliner?
No, it's, you know what it is? It's not your face.
You got some other marketing. You got some other. You got
heart tattoo by my eyes.
Fancy shit.
I got like this.
Well, makeup, sign.
It's not your face, it's your energy. People read energy. They can feel energy without knowing that you're feeling the energy.
Yes.
So it's what you're giving off, like, fuck you, don't come near me.
Yes.
Because you're so, like, protective, like, defensive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's honestly in a Capricorn's nature. Because Capricorns are very defensive.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So yeah, Shay says I need therapy.
I always tell her that.
I've always given off that energy that people can feel, and which is where the name Dark Side came from. Like when people kept saying they could feel it, I'm like, I'm not doing anything. And it's so unfair because even when I'm not doing it, I already have that reputation of it. So they treat me like you're being dark. I can't. No, it's not fair. So yeah.
Do you guys think I'm approachable?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why everybody comes up to you during all the shows. ShayBlayze, you're so blazing.
No, but like just to talk to. Like, is it easy to come up to me and be like, hey, la 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 la? Because I know with you, they have a hard time.
Because of my energy.
I just want to give off loving energy.
Oh, she's so
Come
loving.
up to me, say hi.
I love too. Just, not when I'm stressed out. But anyways.
But you always like hyper, so they see that you.
Me? I am? Oh, I was
bubbly.
You're high energy,
Bubbly.
Yeah.
People
I
like
like
that,
to be
you know?
like, hi, how are you? Podcast.
Exactly. And which is why we have you doing what you do. Shouts out to her. We appreciate her.
Thank you.
Real quick, hit that red button on there. I thought I could do the not disturb on my phone.
Bring the airplane up.
Go to resume. Okay, sorry about that. I could have swapped on my phone on D&D. I guess it didn't happen. So real quick, I want to bring back to Tiana. She says she drinks to cope because of her mom's
she
passing.
doesn't. She says she doesn't drink because her mom.
She says I drink.
She says I drink.
She drank before more.
Oh.
She calmed down.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Oh, that's how she
drink. Oh, you better not
drink or drank. We need to know. Fix it. Anyways, so that is definitely a coping mechanism. I recently had a meeting with someone and I started crying because it was about my daughter or whatever, and they're like, "Well, how do you cope?" what do you do to just kind of relieve stress? And I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I'm like, nothing. I'm fine. And I wasn't fine because I was crying.
Yeah. Well, that's why you need therapy. But because you always say you're fine. But I keep telling you, you need therapy.
Yes.
I recommend therapy for everybody. Like, it's really great.
I think everyone thinks they're fine, though.
Well, back to Tiana. I mean, Tiana, she knows her dad's here for her. She always knows. She always calls me in.
Definitely. You know? But, okay.
I love you, hon.
So one thing about she can always call you is one of the points I was trying to bring up earlier. When people say, why didn't they reach out to me? Why didn't I know? Why didn't I see anything? The phone goes both ways. So I would hope that people, I always say that tears are like the saddest place that you can ever be. If you're crying, you're at your lowest. And I would hope that the people around you who you call friends or family, that they see those signs and reach out to you and know that you're in a place where you're just incapable of reaching out to people. And that's why they tell people go to church, not for nothing, not trying to promote it. I love Jesus, but church is community. And even though there's a lot of hypocrites at church, there are people who have done their healing journey, aligned themselves to a place with God, in a sense. And when God says, hey, go talk to this person, they listen and they go. And that's the Holy Spirit, all that stuff, which I wasn't tuned with until my ex and my uncle. And that was God. I'm trying to find that Holy Spirit.
I don't go to church, but, I believe in God.
Yeah.
But I do understand that.
But community, like, I used to be in a place, after I got baptized and learning the Word of God, I used to lay hands on people. I used to feel so comfortable that when I felt I was receiving a message, this person's sick, I know they're sick, terminally or something like that, or this person's low, I know they're low, I can see with my own eyes that they're low. I would go up to them and be like, can I pray for you? Can I lay hands on you? And, I'm no magician, but I feel at that moment as a vessel for Holy Spirit, heavenly grace, whatever, to come through me, so that if we're all spirit, that spirit feels my energy that I'm giving them, which comes from a place of love, basically. I love you as my neighbor, a person I see suffering. This is what I want to do for you. So I just had to put that out there, that church is community. And I feel like the statement people say of like, you're born alone, die alone. I think that's the most evil shit in the world, because it makes us comfortable and accepting of, I'm at the darkest, lowest place in my life and I'm alone. Nobody's reaching out for me. Nobody answers my calls. Nobody's here by my side. I'm alone. Fuck it. And no, you need help. You need to pick up the phone and say, I'm really, really bad. Can you come over? I'm really, really bad. Can we talk?
So some of us don't do that, because I know when I get in a low place, I don't want to talk to anybody. And I think a lot of people are like that. Well, people that I know. And I guess we should reach out, but I can't. I don't want, maybe it's like a burden. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm a burden. I'm sad, I'm depressed, like, I just want to be by myself.
I think more of a burden to people is when that person's now gone and their memory is haunting them and the guilt is haunting them and all the woulda, coulda, shouldas are haunting them. I think that's more of a burden than this is the person that I love who's reaching out and asking for help. Let me give some of my fucking time off my phone, off Facebook, off whatever it is the hell you do in your free time, and just get back on the phone and start talking to people again and giving a fuck.
I don't know. It's hard for me to do that, honestly.
I know, because she turns her fucking phone off. I try to be like, let me reach out to my girl. She's fucked up. But no, she will DND her motherfucking phone.
Yep.
You need 3 therapists. You got 2. You need 3.
I need 3 therapists.
Because 2's not doing it.
Yeah. No.
3 is her. The 3rd one is her. That's the homework.
I'm trying. But what do you do? What advice do you have for someone, Shay, when you are on the receiving end of that shutout, and you as the person who's been shut out knows and hurts because they've been shut out and they can't give help to someone that they love?
Oh God, this is gonna get emotional.
On the receiving
Wait, so if I'm the one who's trying to help someone?
That you're trying to help and you've been shut
tried
out.
to do that with my best friend who ended up dying.
Okay, so you tried and you were shut out. Did you keep trying?
Yeah.
Okay. So you kept trying, and you have to ask yourself, I mean, how far are people willing to go? How far are people, like, if you don't know, if it was never communicated to you that she was in such a bad place, I'm sure you would have gone harder.
I went very hard. I knew she was in a bad place.
Okay, so
she just wouldn't take it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's kind of like when you like, I get like that, like I shut people out. I feel like she was shutting people out, and it's hard.
She was shutting people out and drowning, in a sense, and you just, what could you possibly do? So
when people aren't accepting the help, there's really not much you can do. And I remember some of my last words for her was, I'm not gonna take this responsibility with me when you pass away, because I know that's what's happening. Mm-hmm. And I'm not taking it with me. I keep trying to help you, and you don't want the help. Mm-hmm. So what can you do? It's like you can't really do much more after that, you know?
So it's up to the person at this point. Yeah. And society to stop treating mental health as something we shouldn't talk about, something to be embarrassed about, something to be ashamed about, because we're losing people. And it's, people think they're going to be better off without me, and we're really not. We're really not. So we want to bring more attention to mental health for the sake of self. That you yourself realize the dark place that you're in, and you yourself reach out for help, because it's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to be embarrassed of. So I did write down real quick, as Shay composes herself, one thing I did want to say is they have a new 3-digit number for like, it's like the 1-800-273-TALK is the suicide prevention. But then you've also got 988, which they just designated for those moments where you're like, you can't reach out to a family member. It needs, for some reason, does therapy seem better coming from a stranger? Because half the shit I say that comes out of my mouth, it don't process with her. And then some stranger says it, and she's like, oh.
It does sound better.
Coming from a stranger?
Yes, definitely, because they don't know shit about you. They don't care about you. Mm-hmm. They don't have any connection with you. Mm-hmm.
So. And that's what the problem that we have being judged. Mm-hmm. And that's,
But you think the people in the medical professional field judge?
It doesn't matter if they do, because honestly, the therapists I have, I don't feel that way with them. I do feel that you need to connect with the right therapist. And I can tell, like, both my therapists are spiritual, and they're empaths, and they're amazing people. So I know that they just love people, and they love what they do. You need to find someone who loves what they do, and not someone who's just in it for the money.
I agree.
So there's a huge difference.
But at the very least, try to seek help is the moral of the story here. Maybe after this podcast, I'll go get me a therapist.
You need one.
Or some Ritalin, or what is it, Adderall. And be nice to my mental health, because at the end of the day, in those moments when we're in the last straw, it's just you and your mind together. And if your mind has been broken down and you're spiritually broken down, I personally say in my faith, you got a whole thing right next to you whispering to you in those darkest, lowest moments, kill yourself. Just do it. They're better off without you. And I call it demonic, but you know me, I'm a Christian. But I really feel like there's some energy that wishes harm to us. And when they say we were battling our demons, I think that's a literal term for me. So anyways, I just wish people would realize you don't have to give up or fight your demons alone. At the very least, seek professional help.
I've definitely been there where I had to call a 800 number or whatever it is, because like I've really been to the point where
I couldn't take it. And I knew that I was gonna take myself away from this world. So I had to call somebody who didn't know me and like a suicide helpline.
And that's good. You ain't call me. You ain't call me. I consider myself one of your closest friends, and you're
but
friends.
Sometimes
I know, but I'm glad you called
friends
somebody.
trigger you too. You know, I know they love you and things like that, but it's like sometimes you just can't open up to people that you know
because you're embarrassed. And
you're ashamed. A burden.
And a burden. Okay.
I feel like
we think about all that.
I feel like people who are at the suicide helpline, they don't really get paid to do that, and they're really there to help. And you know, I've gone there twice in my life, and it's a scary place to be at.
Yeah.
And the only thing that gets me through is thinking about my kids, and especially my daughter. I would never want her to feel like I left her, you know? But who's to say, like, if I didn't have those kids, like, where would I be?
Right.
You know?
People who are completely alone, like just utterly alone.
Yeah.
That's rough. And I'm glad you reached out to one of those hotlines. That's what they're there for. Who's going to judge you on the other end of that? Nobody. So at the very least, when we're at our darkest dark, we're just trying to bring some awareness and maybe put a little seed in your mind that when that moment happens that you reach out.
Reach out, yes.
And call.
Pick
and
up
again,
that phone call.
988 is the 3-digit number.
Friends, whoever.
Well, for professional, not friends, not judgmental friends, not friends who ain't going to pick up the phone, it's the 1-800-273-TALK is the phone number. 800-273-TALK. So, yeah, it's okay. We're going to be okay. You know, just going through the motions. We miss Jay, you know.
B-Star here.
So, Jay was saying it's hard, you know, when we were talking about, just talking about reaching out to people as well. So, it's hard for all of us. I just want us to start a dialogue about it and maybe think of someone a little differently. And don't be, I mean, it's been about how long since Ann passed away for you?
April 30th, it'll be 2 years.
2 years. And it can still, those feelings of love and everything, they don't go away just because you're not here anymore.
Can I say a story?
Yeah.
Last night, when I posted I posted a mental health thing where I was talking about my anxiety and how I'm just tired of being so anxious. Like, I'm to the point in my life where I can't go to movies, I can't go to restaurants, I can't go on long car drives, I can't do anything. Like, I'm scared of everything. And I was crying a lot. And after I posted that, I live on Capitol Ave, and like it's really busy, and it's late night. And all I hear is a song by Aaliyah playing. You know that song goes, "Let me know." That, all I heard was that. And I knew it was Ann. Like, I knew it because she used to sing that song all the time. And it was dead quiet in my apartment. And you just hear that song, like, loud as hell outside, like Aaliyah's beautiful voice. And I was like, oh my God, thank you, Ann. Like, I knew that was her singing to me. You know, just knowing, like, I got your back. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. So, you know, she's still here in the way she can be. And that's, like, little ways that she brings her messages. And I notice with her, like, every time I'm feeling so low, like, something that, like, that always happens. So I appreciate that from her spirit, you know.
Tearjerker. I done sprung a leak in my face. Thanks, Shay. Alrighty then. Well, just to change the subject, not change the subject too much, but like you said, you feel that her energy and her spirit is still around you. That's what you do for a living, isn't it?
Yes, I'm a medium.
Okay.
Yeah, so I connect
She
with.
know that. I know she know that.
That's what, you know what? Anyway, so I connect with, if you lost lost a loved one, I connect with them. I have a whole group page. I've been doing it for years. I know the people on my group page support me so much because I've done a lot of lives and I've helped so many people. And it's not me really helping. I'm just a vessel, but I'm just so happy that I can connect with that. I know some people feel like, that's devil's work, blah, blah, blah. Y'all got your opinions. I don't care because I know everything that I do comes from God.
For me, it's like, you gotta try it once, you know what I'm saying?
But the way that, my thing is, when I can see people heal from what I tell them, that brings me so much joy. So if that's devil's work, then the devil is good. That's all I'm gonna say. So to me, it's not devil's work, but if that's what you think, then why is he helping me heal people?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like I'm telling them crazy things, they're getting possessed, none of that. I think the movies make that such a bad thing when it's just not. Sometimes when you go to...
You're not one of those where, you know, they go to...
Hey,
I want to see you do me a spell. I want to go to jail today.
Ouija, and she don't got a Ouija board or anything like that.
I come straight from love and light. I don't fuck with all that.
That's a beautiful thing.
And Dee Dee, she said she is amazing. I love you, Dee Dee. She's so supportive.
So, not to plug her or nothing, but I'm plugging her right now. That she does have a gift. Wherever it comes from is where it comes from. Maybe she's just more intuitive than most of us because she's wired different. Is it a mental health thing? Is it a spiritual gift thing? Whatever it is, she's got it. And she's really good at it. And a lot of people have said once a loved one has passed that you have helped them, you know, reach a place of healing and understanding. So hit her up. Where can I hit you up at?
Just on my page.
Follow her page. Follow you where?
Gypsy Shay on Facebook.
Gypsy Shay on
SHAY. So just go on there and follow me.
Yes.
It's really the only place. It's a group page.
Somebody, Shay, question to you.
Yeah.
Do you think that your work has something to do with your mental health?
I do, because you know what? A lot of people say that psychic work is borderline schizophrenia. So I do feel like sometimes I see things that regular minded people can't see, and sometimes I'm like, do I have schizophrenia? My son actually has schizophrenia, and I feel like he sees too much. You know what I'm saying? Because he starts seeing some crazy shit. He'll see like more of the negative side when he's not on his pills. Like he'll see like the devil's work, where I don't see that. Well, I could if I wanted to, but I block it out. But he can't. I don't know. It's just really weird. He can't control it. He's at a point where he can't control what he sees, and I can. I think that's where the line is I can control it and he can't. But it's the same thing. It's really borderline.
Right.
You know?
In the Bible, they call it discerning of spirits, which is a gift that you're given after baptism. There's certain gifts that you ask for, and one of them is discerning of spirits. And while the scientific community may have pegged it schizophrenia, I really think it's just a word for a condition about how you as a human being are wired, and the receptiveness that your wired differently brain has to the world. Like our eyes are our receptors, our ears are our receptors. Everything is programmed to understand the world around us, and that's why they say like younger kids, their brains are kind of reprogrammed because of school, and we're all taught to see shapes in a certain dimension in a certain way. We're just programmed from a young age, basically. So yeah, you're just wired in a different way. Going back to people calling it devil's work, no, it's in the Bible. It's discerning of spirits. So you're good. So the Christian community, she's good. Back off, my girl. Whatever, I'll fight you.
I love them.
So back to your information. Make sure you tell them.
I told them already. Gypsy Shay. That's the only place that on Facebook.
Gypsy Shay. Alrighty then. So does anyone have any questions for us? I know we started late. What time we start?
Started like 6:20.
Oh, we got 15 minutes. Hold up. Do you have anything written on those pieces of paper over there?
I did. Where's my?
Because I was thinking, because Shay didn't want to talk all about mental health, so I'm saying to myself, well, what can we talk about? Like, what's going on in the world? Like, who slapped who? Right? Right? There's nothing. It's like August Alsina's gonna write a tell-all book. talking about the nasty stuff he did to Jada. And marijuana is supposed to be legalized soon, so buy your stocks now. I'm like, after that, I'm like, I got nothing. Let's just talk about mental health.
I have a lot of stuff about relationships.
Okay, what you
got?
got?
A guy here.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
You hit. He hit. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Do you think that you can fall in love with two people at the same time? This one over here.
That's tough.
That's tough. Really?
Are you able to speak on it? I hate when.
No, he can speak. He's single.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying, I mean, it's
feel
hard,
like
man.
You can? Have you?
I don't think I can. Have you? No.
Have you fell in love with two people?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to put you out there.
Oh, no!
What's your name?
No.
I told you.
Hold
He
up.
hit.
Hold up.
Can we take it back in the day?
No.
Come on.
What happened? Okay, what happened?
I had to get real with my mental health.
What happened was
When this is my best friend's ex. So when you were with her, I know you loved her so much. And you cheated because you guys were young, so I understand that now. You know what I'm saying? Did you fall in love with anyone else while you were with her?
No.
No? So do you think that men cheat just for what? What do you feel? I mean, I know why women may cheat, but I want to kind of understand why men would do it. Is it like to try to like, oh yeah,
We just
bag
young.
that.
It's just
You're young and you feel
yeah,
like
we just
that was back then, so
yeah, the thrill basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I can bag that,
Yeah,
I can do that.
it's like that.
But you can do that, but still be in love with your girl.
Yes.
Okay. Because I feel like I can't do that. I feel like if I cheat, I'm not in love with who I'm with. You know what I'm saying?
you have a conscience.
That's different.
But you have a conscience. I'm sure, Shay, somewhere in your life, you were taught to have a conscience. Caring about people's feelings, right is right, wrong is wrong.
But I feel like men have conscience.
Daddy,
I just feel like they're wired different.
Daddy, do you have a conscience? Do
course,
you feel this? No, he feels. But a conscience, for me personally, is this overwhelming sense of don't do this. This is so fucked up to the other person. And if the other person ever found out, they'd be fucking devastated.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Not thinking selfishly. Like, that's what I mean by conscience. That you just... There's no stop sign that's going to stop us. There's no person who's going to physically stop us. Our conscience has to stop us from making these type of decisions. Do you feel like you were taught that growing up? And do you think you have that? Do you feel like you have that now?
I wasn't taught that growing up because I never had a father figure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was in the streets. My friends basically raising me, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So this is important. You don't have it because it was never taught to you. And who's going to really sit down and have the patience to teach it to you? Yeah. That's the parents' job to teach it to them. So if you're with somebody without a conscience...
Shit, my mom used to have niggas in the house. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay, you teaching me now. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like...
If you're with somebody without a conscience, though, like, you have to understand that's just how they're fucking wired. And it's not necessarily their fault, but you don't I wouldn't stay with that person knowing, okay, well, I know they don't have a conscience, and they really don't give a fuck that they don't have a conscience.
Our generation now, we got to teach our kids not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like
respect your woman?
Do you think you did that with Nene?
With Nene?
Do you think you've taught him?
I taught him how, to be free, basically. Like, take your time. You know what I'm saying? Take your time with your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't be in a rush.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing. I know that with his mom, I know when he was young, he saw her like crying a lot over relationships. So I hope that taught him something as well.
Yes.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
I can speak personally, because, I'm not going to say which child, but there's one of them that has had seen me a big part of my life when I was at the darkest, because of my relationship, and he saw the domestic violence, he saw the fighting and the screaming and the arguments and me breaking stuff. Like, I was the type where if the guy wants to break something in my house, guess what? Let me break my shit. This whole house gonna get fucked up. And then they're just sitting there dumbfounded because I'm breaking the whole house. And then he's just gotta buy it all over again. But, so yeah, that child of mine was witness to that. But yet in their own relationship as an adult, could not understand that or bring that memory back or that understanding back of there's just a right and a wrong way to treat a woman. Especially when it came to, like, being faithful, specifically. Like, how you not gonna be faithful? You saw what the fuck I went through. You saw all my suffering. Or how can you, be aggressive to a woman? Not physically, but just how can you even show aggression to a woman when you saw what I went through at 5'4" and this dude's all 6 feet tall? So I don't think they learned that just from seeing.
So I'm sorry.
Either they could take it good or they could take it bad. I said.
So your daughter.
My God. Hey,
said,
get up the comment.
She said, I seen my mom scrape my dad. I'll never forget it. I think I saw that too. That time we were at the gas station.
Oh, yeah.
And
no.
There was another time with the extension cord.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Happens to the best of them.
Alrighty, then they should have a hotline for that, for abused men. I feel sorry for y'all.
Yeah.
Being an abuser and all.
But it comes from both sides, women,
Well, Jay said if I cheat, A, I'm not in love, or B, on some revenge shit. Dude, so are you someone, either one of you, who would cheat on revenge? Just as revenge?
I hate that.
I feel women cheat, too.
As revenge, you think?
Nah, not as revenge. I think that they just like. So some just like it. You know what I'm saying? They like a man in the house and they cheat.
No, like they're the dude.
Yeah, like there's women out there like that for real.
I'm not her.
I can't do the revenge cheat. To me, that's like meh. I can't do it.
But I feel like if a girl cheat on me, I can't be with that girl.
Exactly. So there's
a
double standard.
Yes, there she goes with the double standard again.
Yeah.
But if you cheat on her,
because for me it's like I can't see anybody touching that. That's mine. You know what I'm saying?
But do you feel like we want to see somebody touching you?
Exactly. But men feel like that's not like a woman. It's not a woman.
Because of Jay-Z. Because of Jay-Z. Because of that stupid song, right? Stupid fucking song. Why y'all think like that?
I'm saying like our shit. Look, put it like this. Our shit is out. Your shit is in.
Whatever.
So you are exempt to catching diseases or having babies? No, it's the same thing.
Same shit.
Exactly. You bring home babies, and you could bring diseases just as easily from cheating. The hell.
He said ours stood as
I don't know. I can't revenge cheat. I can't revenge cheat. I have to, if I'm to the point where I'm no longer in love with you, the breakup is right around the corner. But cheating, that tit for tat shit, I've never understood that. That going back and forth.
If you're gonna cheat, might as well just break up.
Yeah, like why go back and forth? And like we were talking about being stuck in a relationship. Shay, you said you could never be stuck. But there's some people stuck in their relationships.
I mean, sometimes it depends on the word stuck. Because I was... Sometimes you just take too much and it just feels stuck, but I'm still in love if I'm taking that much, so I'm still ready to ride or die, you know? But once I'm done, I'm just done. I'm not staying for no kids or anybody. I don't care.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not getting your dad back. I don't care. See him on the weekends.
And I wish the people on the receiving end of someone like you would be more appreciative rather than take advantage.
And some men like that shit. Some men like to get cheated on, straight up.
I don't know, man.
You think?
Don't do it to a Puerto Rican.
Man, listen,
No,
I've seen it. I've seen this shit happen.
That they like to be cheated
I'm like,
on?
yo, you for real, nigga? Like, for real? You're doing that shit for real? And you home, nigga?
I feels you. I never seen it, but I believe you, Daddy. Men out there that like to be cheated on. Don't hit me up.
Do you think some people cheat because they, because they feel kind of stuck in the relationship too? Like, just settled.
They're stuck because of the kids, because the bills, because the living situation. Yeah, they're so fucking stuck. But that's where I feel like communication is so important, because it's like, okay, if you're stuck, at least try to, in a certain way, because it's not what you say, it's how you say it, tell your partner, like, look, you ain't freaky enough. You know, maybe you need to lose some weight.
Oh, God.
That's a toughie. But, you know, at the end of the day, respect, because you seen 600-pound life for me. They get married at like 220.
And then they're 600 pounds.
Again.
And they're 689 after they get married.
They quit fast too.
Yes, they just give up.
They just give up.
And then the person, like, how you expect your man, but the guys on the show, obviously the ride or dies, but how you expect your man to like something that he doesn't like, or have your woman like something she don't like? How can you just expect that of them? They're a whole nother human being. So be mature enough and have an open line of communication enough to where you could feel comfortable to be like, yo, how about let's go to the gym together? Not just, you fat. Bitch, you done put on some pounds.
I don't think, I feel like it doesn't really have to do with your looks. It's just more your vibe, your energy, and like what you're giving off that's making people feel like, ugh, I don't want to be in this relationship.
It's looks too, because you mentioned that you felt like looks may have played a part in one of your breakups.
I do feel like I gained weight, but I think that's my own insecurity, because I feel like that man loved me so much that it wasn't. I think my insecurity made me feel like I'm just fat, because I know to this day, if I work out and look good, it's just still not gonna have anything to do with it. Like, maybe someone might want to have sex with me, one of my exes, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that we're gonna vibe well anymore.
Well,
you know?
Not just about weight, just in general. I just wish more people, if you're so stuck and miserable, rather than go cheat, communicate. And be like, babe,
very important.
Let's go to the gym. Babe, let's go somewhere and have some fun.
I hate those ones that just want to just, no motivation. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that, like, come on, man, like, for real.
They shouldn't be in a relationship.
You should be alone then.
They're not ready. You know they're not ready. And there's a lot of people not ready.
Do you feel like you can push your partner to cheat?
Can you push your partner to cheat? I think you can.
Silent over there saying, yep.
I think you can push your partner to cheat if you have an attitude of, you ain't going no motherfucking where.
Controlling.
Where the fuck you gonna go? Yeah, you can push your partner to cheat. Or if you've just completely broken them down and they feel like they need something, which unfortunately you shouldn't get your validation from another person, but some people are so broken down intentionally by their partner that this is where they are, and the only thing they can think of in their mind to heal is, let me see if I can go bag somebody. Let me see if I still got it. This nigga's telling me I'm fat as fuck and I'm ugly or whatever and I couldn't find nothing, but let me prove him wrong or prove myself wrong.
It's the ego.
Quick question to Shay. You think you could, or maybe do a live reading here at the podcast?
Oh God,
That would be cool.
That'd be cool, right?
I do lives. Yeah, I could, but honestly, my readings, especially when you're trying to connect with someone, is gonna take a whole hour. Like, because I connect slowly, it comes in slow.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I think that'd be great for the viewers out there.
Yeah, if we could try to set it up. I know you do videos sometimes. Like, because of COVID, she's had to do a lot of video.
Yeah, I do
readings.
virtual readings.
Yeah,
now,
so
cool.
so maybe if we could figure out technologically a way to make you feel comfortable.
Maybe episode 99 or something.
when we got a live studio audience and there's that professional cameras and shit, and we're not here. Yeah, we'll do that.
I actually have a event coming up with my girl, and we're gonna like stand in front of an audience and read people. So if you guys wanna hit us up for that.
Yes. When is that?
It's next week, the 15th, Friday. It's at 6 p.m. It's in New Britain at Safe Passages. It's $35 to book the seat. So if you guys are interested,
Book them.
Book them. Book them. Definitely. And real quick, I want to send a shout out because our time is almost running out.
Yes.
Vic Luna, he was in the house. He brought down the flyers for all the artists that are going to be performing at the Latino Fest
Yes.
on Saturday.
Big shout to Luna.
Saturday,
the OG entertainer out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yup.
You know, I heard about you.
June 25th. We are going to be at the DearestCo Stadium. I'm going to be DJing. I don't know how long I'm going to be DJing, but I'm going to be there. And music by Dr. Teen, who we're a fan. Woo-hoo. He's going to be in the building performing. Alyssa Velasquez, I ran into her. I love her sound and her voice. She'll be performing. And, J Star and J Rock. Hello, headliners. They're going to be performing. So yeah, June 25th. It's free to the public. There's going to be like a lot of health information there for you.
Yeah, that's my brother's birthday.
A lot of different, 96.5 is sponsoring it, 93.7, 100.5. Vic Luna, he does big things, you know? Vic, you know Vic. Vic does big things. So mark your calendars for that.
Yes.
Anything else we want to say before we close out?
Well, I just want to shout out Dearest for joining us today
Yeah.
and giving us this input. Thank you.
Thank you, Terrence. We love you, Daddy.
And you made me came up my, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Thank you, Luigi, for doing all that you do.
Yes.
Shout out Millie Entertainment. And hopefully next week we'll have a guest on here. And anybody who wants to be a guest, hit us up.
Hit us up, man.
You know?
Before you get expensive.
Right before we start charging.
DearestCo, I'll be charging.
It's coming. Don't get it twisted.
Because we're going to be big one day.
But billionaires in the motherfucking house.
Free.
Yes. Get it while you can.
And real quick, I do want to shout out D. Without D, you know, she's a behind the scenes girl.
D over there, you know
She
what I'm
takes
saying?
good care of us.
Yes,
And also the studio that we filmed from has some sound proofing going on over there. You see that red thing there? Piano?
More coming.
There's more.
More coming.
So if you need a studio and you need an engineer and all that good stuff,
Hit us up, man.
Hit us up.
Luigi, an engineer, producer, you know,
Yeah.
production.
And real quick, I'm coming. Real quick, Lou, before you do that. I'm coming out with a project. I have 7 artists on this project. It's gonna be 5 songs. It's a little EP.
Nice.
We got these guys engineering it. I
Exclusive.
picked the beats. I picked the concepts for each artist. These artists are lyricists. I'm so excited to do this.
Can't wait. Can't
And
wait.
we're also going to be doing a listening party coming soon, so I can't wait to bring that out.
DJ by DJDark
And she will be hosting it.
DJ by DJDark.
Let's go.